Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we have the great pleasure of meeting with Michael Horney. He's a partner with McKinsey & Company. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
One of your key offerings is the B2b Pulse. Can you tell us about that report?
The B2b Pulse is a pretty incredible piece of research we've been running. It's led by my colleagues Jennifer Stanley, Liz Harrison, Candice Lynn-Plotkin, Max Magny, and Arun Arora. We've been running this actually since 2016, and we've surveyed over 21,000 decision makers around the globe in major industries that range from tech to finance to industrials. The point is to really get underneath how they're feeling about the broader macroeconomic environment and the implications for commercial growth. It's pretty clear that over the last 2 years, B2B companies have sprinted to completely change and rewire the way they're organized. Much more focused around the customer, trying to drive a sense of customer centricity. And also, as I'm sure you're all seeing, a significant move to omni-channel, where now no longer are sellers just working just one-on-one direct with their customer. They're actually forced now to navigate a pretty complex environment where sellers interact with many different channels.
I think there are also structural trends that organizations align sales, marketing, and customer success around a CRO. Have you seen that as well?
That's absolutely the case. And it actually extends beyond even purely commercial functions. It even gets into how you think about product development, application or engineering, and other functions throughout the organization that now are all required to align in a much different way to support the new way of selling.
You also took a deeper dive into the next generation sales capabilities. Can you tell us about that?
We ran some external global research. We surveyed over 400 sales leaders to get their perspective on the next generation of capabilities. The interesting thing that stood out is the majority of the folks we talked to said that only about half of their sales force has the required capabilities to be successful just a couple years out from now, right? Only half of them, right? And so the amount of change and the transformation that's needed is pretty staggering and significant. And, while it may seem daunting to some, what we've seen is those that are actually really investing in building sales capabilities are seeing 4 to 5 times higher growth than those that don't. Would also highlight that coming out of the research, there were 3 themes that really stood out. The first was really becoming an orchestrator of this omni-channel environment. Right. So going from, focusing on as a sales rep, focusing on managing your customer relationship, your interactions that you may have, to actually thinking broader, thinking more holistically about all the different interactions customers are having through other channels. The second theme was how to have a value creation mindset, which I know we're going to spend a bit more time on. But this is really where we shift from more of a transactional approach to partnering much more closely in a consultative or solution sales type of environment. And then the third area was all around continuous change management, which includes, agile operating models, using technology, basically getting the sales organization accustomed to move and react and respond more quickly, given how fast the environment around them is changing.
How do the leaders change their tune and their stories and their rhetoric so they can build a value creation culture?
The companies that do this well view this truly as a C-suite agenda item. And what really drives change is when it becomes an executive C-suite level topic, and the organization role models it from the top. Also realize that it requires substantial change throughout all layers of the organization, and that it's not even just a sales function or a sales opportunity. It's an organization-wide opportunity.
Michael, what would be a good idea to integrate the voice of the customer into the C-suite, into the sales organization, so that they can be more agile?
It's absolutely critical to keep an ear to the customer on a regular basis and keep a pulse check, right, of what is actually happening. The cool thing is now with technology and CRM and the different tools that are available, it's actually much easier now than ever for sellers to be able to funnel those types of insights and to be able to analyze it and say, hey, what's different as we look across our customer segments? What segment A is saying this, but segment B is actually saying something different. What can we glean from that? What do we do? Because usually, you need multiple different data points to be able to triangulate, a trend, right? And be able to say, hey, is this actually a trend? What's actually happening? Where do we see this going? And so technology, can help with that. And, some of the best CEOs that I work with look at, customer satisfaction, customer feedback type metrics on a regular basis. How are we doing in terms of creating value for our customers, and what can we be thinking about differently?
Michael, final question. What would you describe the DNA of consistent success?
If I had to pick one thing to look at, it'd be folks that are able to continuously adapt and evolve, right? It's this notion of getting 1% better every day or every week.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. We need to have a learning mindset so we can create more value for our customers, and then we can earn more revenues.
Absolutely. It's a win-win.